Hey, credit heroes. Welcome to the Credit Repair Business Secrets Podcast. Jake Hambright is here today. He is a credit hero just like you. He has been in credit and real estate for 21 years. He was a finance manager for auto dealers, a mortgage broker, and a partner in a real estate company. And he is here today to tell you exactly how you can partner with those kinds of companies to start generating an unlimited number of credit repair clients. So if you are struggling to get more leads, more affiliates, and close more deals, you better stick around. My name is Daniel Rosen, and welcome to Credit Repair Business Secrets. Okay, before I dive in, if you are new to this podcast, be sure to click below to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. And if you want me to hold you by the hand as you launch your very own credit repair business, go to CreditHeroChallenge.com. Okay, let's get into this. Today we are here with Jake Hambright, who is an expert in getting affiliates and making sales. So if you are struggling to get more clients, this is an episode you don't want to miss. Hey, Jake, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it.
I'm glad this finally happened. We've had to schedule it so many times, and we should talk about how we met.
That is unique. For people that love sales, here was an opportunity where I just had to knock on your door and say, hello, this is what I am a credit hero. This is what I'm doing. So please take a minute and listen.
Yeah. And Jake came to our door and I'm here like a slob in my shorts and no shoes. And I'm the only one here during COVID. Sometimes Keenan's here, but mostly it's just me. And there's this glass door and Jake's on the other side. And he's really excited. I'm going, I can't let you in. It's COVID.
Well, that was a unique time because, and it still is, but we were able to talk through your door, which is probably a 12-foot tall door and about 3.5 feet wide. And we took 20 minutes to talk, but there was a shine behind you with the light coming in. And I have to tell you, it was the shine off the Millionaires Club. For everybody, all the plaques that you have done and created in this business for people that have made them successful. So thank you.
And changing lots of lives. And the glass is really thick. We could barely hear each other, but what you were saying and what I could hear, I knew was going to be a great podcast episode. So thanks for working this out with us. I'm really, really glad that you're here.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
So to kick this off, here at Credit Repair Cloud, we always recommend that one of the most effective ways to market a credit repair business after you have some success with real clients is to get an affiliate and then to start to get more affiliates. And some of the best affiliates to partner with are people who are turning away customers every day due to credit issues. And those customers they're turning away are perfect for credit repair. They have
Absolutely.
A problem. Yeah. They have a problem that they need to solve because they just got denied, and they'll be highly motivated to get their credit fixed. And Jake, you've been on the other side of that, right?
Absolutely. I mean, for many years, when I was a mortgage broker, I would just repair someone's credit to get the loan passed through. If I needed a 20-point bump just to get the loan through, that's what I did. And 2019, I started my credit repair company with the same kind of thought behind it. Like, instead of being a mortgage broker now I'm on the sales side of real estate, and I have this opportunity to make more money and help people. And at the end, our goal is the same. They want to buy a house. I want to sell them a house. So the first 3 months I was in business, I made $60,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And I'll tell you the reason why. Everyone has a sad story, but in June of 19, in the summers when you sell all the real estate. Sure. So in June of 19, I had a brain aneurysm that sent me out for 4 months. So when I came back to work in October and thought, what am I going to do? Well, I had to rely on my skills in the credit industry. I signed up for you guys. and I kind of took the ball running. And October, November, December combined, I made 60 grand.
Wow, that's
So
incredible.
without you, I wouldn't have done it.
Oh, well, thank you. But you have an amazing background. You were a realtor, mortgage broker. You did finance for auto dealerships. Tell me other things in your background.
I was a finance manager for 5 years. Actually, Santa Monica Volvo, near you,
That's
and
right up
then
the street.
Calabasas Volvo and Mercedes. Um, and then kind of graduated to doing mortgages. That's what finance managers do. They make more money. You work less hours. It's a great thing. So I was a mortgage broker for 6 years at that time. And then 2009 came and boom, you're out. But then, so I stayed in it for 3 more years. So 9 years total. And then I flipped back to the sales side of real estate. So pretty much all real estate in automotive. I mean, I know how to work with auto dealers. I know how to pitch that. And that's kind of what I thought was I see a lot of people struggling with how to get their leads. And I wanted to fill a need, and that need provides them with their business with more money and ability to grow.
So, in those different industries, how many people were you turning away every week due to credit issues?
I would say, without exaggeration, 5 to 10 a week. And I was one person inside of a dealership that probably had 3 or 4 finance managers. So you're
Wow.
looking at 40 people a week that need
Wow,
help.
that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, if even half of those people could get credit repair and bump up their score to qualify, what would that have done for your business?
Oh, I mean, we would close 100 vehicles, but just think if we could close 170 or 180, for auto dealers. But as a business, yeah, if you can do 40 a month, that's $8,000. That's reoccurring. That you're going to be doing very well.
Wow. So you launched your credit repair business just recently. In your first month, you did $60,000. How is that right? That's what you just
No, no,
said?
no. October, November, December combined was
Combined.
60 grand. Yeah.
First 3 months, 60 grand. How did you
Yep.
do that? Did you build relationships
Well,
with a
remember I
few?
said I was a realtor still, and I am
Yeah.
still today. But I had on my Facebook, I probably had 60 other realtors that were friends. That then they started seeing what I was doing, and people would come in the office, and then I would pitch it to them as, "Hey, I'm not gonna take something off a bankruptcy or this or that, but I'm gonna show you how to build a pipeline. And if you work with me and bring me people within 4 to 6 months, now you can bring 3 to 5 more deals a month." And that's and an average real estate deal is commission $6,000 for. So if I'm telling you and you're a realtor that I'm going to potentially give you $18,000 to $24,000 more a month, let's do business.
Yeah, that's going to be life-changing for them.
Yeah, and I have one guy consistently giving me 6 to 9 leads a week, but really 3 or 4 will only come on because the others are just not financially ready to jump aboard and work on their credit.
Sure, sure. No, that makes a lot of sense. So you already had these relationships, but what about somebody with a new credit repair business that doesn't have these relationships? How do they approach these people? And are there a lot of other credit repair companies already approaching them, or is it a wide open space?
It's wide open. And like I said, in sales, with a realtor, I'm not going to go to the realtor and say, "Hey, if you got someone I can possibly boost their credit," I got to appeal to them. So instead of me saying, "Hey, I can repair someone's credit," I'm telling them, "I'm going to give you 4 to 5 more closings a month." And so when you work that, my first angle is add as many people as you can that are realtors on your Facebook. So when you start talking to somebody and you have someone that their scores go up and you put a screenshot of that on your Facebook page, people start paying attention. And then when you get 1 or 2 success stories of these people now are buying homes, there you have it. And you already have an audience, and this is the production. Hey, we can take someone with a 500 score and we can make them credit worthy in order to buy a home. And that's the goal that we work towards. So somebody just starting out, add as many realtors as you can. Okay. Start talking your business, but tell them what you can do for them, not begging them for deals. Okay. Secondly, is every real estate association, every county almost in the United States has an association. And what you can do once you get going, okay, and you have $300 to $500 in your pocket, you can offer once a month to buy the new realtors lunch, and you get to come in there for an hour and tell them what you do. Now, if they have 25 people in there, now you really have 25 people bringing you others. Okay. So that would be my simple step, and create cards specifically for realtors that are sharp, that on the back says attention realtors. If you'd like 3 to 5 more deals per month, please call me. The answer is yes. They always want that. They want the deals, So, and then once you start building a relationship, the lenders will come, but they're going to wait to see your success. I have one bank now that calls me, and they don't have people with 500 credit scores. They have people that are med students that maybe have a 650, but in order to qualify for a physician's loan, they need a 700. So I look at that and I said, yeah, give me a month, or at most 60 days. And boom, she probably sends me 2 to 3 a month without exaggeration. So when you have the lenders calling you, that's a great thing.
So how do you reach those lenders for the first time, those mortgage brokers, those types? Do you cold call them? Do you email? Do you just meet them on Facebook? What's the best route?
Well, what you do is you'll find them on Facebook, because they're going to want to be friends with all the realtors. So then you start adding them, and they're building to the audience of, this is what you do. And when you get a success story of maybe someone started at 500, now they're at a 640, they see it, and you can inbox them and say, this is what I do. I would love to help you out if you get in a crunch. Now, they're very conservative because the bank's giving you their clients. So you have to be polished. You already have to kind of have a demeanor about you that they can trust you. So the realtors are real easy because they're just looking for the deals. So I would say 3 to 6 months, you could probably go after the lenders, but Adam's friends, so they can see what you're doing. Mortgage brokers, you don't have to be that strict. Mortgage brokers are going to be in the same area as the realtors, because they want the business, and that they're a little bit more liberal in their approach. They're not as conservative as the actual banks.
Wow, this is fascinating. Now, are you using your personal Facebook or your business page? How does that work?
Personal Facebook. And, since I'm in the business, and this is one thing I talk about in my classes, is if you call up a mortgage broker or lender, my first thing is, how's your month going? Are you guys able to save a point on the back end? Because this is stuff I remember. Okay. And they'll say, oh, no, in the bank, we're this and that. But I can build that rapport within 3 minutes, and they go, okay, what do you got? Hey, this is what I do now, but I used to do this for 9 years, and there's some level of credibility. Whereas if I was new to it and didn't know anything, I couldn't call, hey, I do credit repair. Will you please help me? I'd love to help you. You're not going to be able to close that deal, and they're going to hang up on you. So my thought is, take that 2 to 3 minutes and build that rapport. And so in my classes, I give the structure of the banks and of the auto dealers and of the realtors. So when you talk to somebody and they say, oh, my broker is so-and-so, you understand what that means, rather than what's a broker and where's that? And, in this business, much like any other business, if you want to succeed, you got to seem successful already. You got to know the realm, and so I give those tips. Let's talk about an auto dealership. If I were to call an auto dealership and say, hey, I want to talk to someone about credit repair, you're going to get hung up. You're going to get, on hold, whatever. Okay. And I've even had this conversation where people say, oh, you talked to the general manager? I wouldn't bug them. But anything an auto dealership does has to be proved by a general manager, or else it's not going to fly. So if we're going to come in there and say, hey, this is what we want to do, this is what we want to offer, it has to go through the general manager. Now, they might tell you to go through and deal with the finance manager, but it has to be approved at the top level. So you can't just call a salesperson and go, hey, I would love to do the credit repair. You can get that as an affiliate, but if you really want to step it up and do actual office or business with an auto dealership, you have to have that credibility. So I think understanding how a dealership is operated is probably key before you attack it.
And are you making friends with those auto dealer folks on Facebook as well?
Yeah. I mean, anyone that sells cars, this is what you do. They can easily be an affiliate. The difference is they send you people, and what I'm kind of proposing is I want you to have a permanent desk at this auto dealership, so they trust you, you trust them. And I don't want to name drop, but I think was it Kevin Carroll?
Yes,
I think he did something similar, right?
he sure did. He went in, pitched an auto dealership. He ended up with an office in the back. They had his brochures out front, and they were sending him clients all day long. And he got into our Millionaires Club very fast.
Absolutely. And you might not start out there because you got to grow in this business and you got to understand. But between the realtors, the lenders, the mortgage brokers, and a lot of people might not understand the difference between a mortgage broker and a mortgage banker.
I don't know the difference.
Well, a mortgage broker, okay, is an independent company, not a bank, okay, and they take your loan and they can possibly sell it or program it to 4 or 5 different companies depending on your credit score.
Right.
Okay, you want a 30-year fixed, and you want this, and you have this credit score. Well, let's say U.S. Bank has a great, so I can send it there. Okay, I have the privilege of sending it wherever I want to. Okay, so a mortgage banker is someone who works in the bank.
Got it.
Okay, and some banks sell it off to the secondary market after they give you or some are what's called a portfolio lender. And what that means is they service all their mortgages for 30 years, but when they go and do the appraisal, they're going to hit it for 10% to 15% less. So if you go belly up, they still have some wiggle room, but they're going to service it for the next 30 years. So they're a lot stricter on their criteria. So you got mortgage brokers that sell it off to the secondary market. You have mortgage bankers that do that, but then you also have mortgage bankers that work for portfolio lenders.
Fascinating.
So when you have this conversation and you could say, oh, are you guys portfolio lenders? No, we're not. Or yes, we are. If they are, they don't want to deal with bad credit at all. They're going for 720s and above.
Sure.
Okay. But you don't need that for an FHA. You don't need that for a conventional loan with a mortgage broker. So, like I said, if you understand their movement and their ability, you can pitch whatever and win each time. You just have to know the program.
Amazing. Now, I'm fascinated by you reaching out to all these people on Facebook. So many of our credit heroes complain that they can't get clients, and then I'll click to see their Facebook profile, and there's nothing about their credit repair business.
Yep.
Nothing at all. It's crazy.
That, and it has to be sterile, meaning if you have views one way or the other, keep it clean. Don't, this is your business. This is the way you're making money. Okay. Let alone, I would never want to offend somebody. Okay. But if you keep what you do professional, then put it on your page. And if you have honest reviews, put it on there. And your business, there again, your people aren't going to knock on your door and go, hey, my credit's really bad. And, in this business, it's hard to collect money from 100% of those people because they're not used to paying their bills. On the first, I laugh about how many people actually are paying simply because you got people that aren't, paying their bills. But if you get enough people, you're going to grow. You're going to have money to advertise if you want. And there again, when I say advertise, I mean go to buy lunch for a real estate association. So you spend $200 to $500 on lunch, but you got 25 people now look at in each month. Every association has newbies. So there's endless opportunities there. Or if you didn't want to buy lunch for people, as a realtor, we have to do what's called CE or continuing education all the time. Okay. So they offer different CEs at restaurants, at bars, and it might be a 2-hour class on heating and air conditioning or financial stuff or legal. But if you go there and it's free, now you get to mingle with 20 other realtors, and pretty soon they recognize your face. They know what you're doing. You could pass out your business cards, and it's not a begging type situation. It's a, hey, this is what we do. I'd love to help you out. And walk away knowing that on Facebook, you've just added them when they're still sitting there or when you get home. Everyone's within 3 hours of 10 counties probably. Okay.
Sure.
And you think about the associations that are in there, and like a county like LA County might have 10 different associations, where smaller counties might have 1 or 2. And that's all free. I mean, go to the free CE classes, add your people on Facebook. The only thing that's not free is obviously if you want to pay for lunches and the new business card. I would have a strict business card that is specifically for realtors, that when you walk around, that's what you give them, or you drive to different offices and you walk and you put one on each desk. It's not hard.
Yeah, very, very smart. You just build a network organically like that. And if you post enough on Facebook and show yourself as the expert on credit and post your results, they're just going to come, right?
Absolutely. Well, and the 10% of all your numbers, let's say you got 80 friends as realtors, there's going to be 10 people constantly sending you people, and you just build on that. And I don't want to say it's easy, but it doesn't take thousands of dollars to promote yourself on Facebook without even running an ad. I'm talking about just networking, and going to some of these events, and then pretty soon it might be the realtor who needs help, or the realtor's wife, or the realtor's brother of, hey, you do this, they're in a situation, would you help them for me? And I'm like, great, let's do this. Actually, in January of 2020, I was getting so many calls. I started dating someone that she actually questioned whether or not I was really in credit repair. She's like, that many people can't be calling you. I'm like, I have a lot of realtors that work with me, So it's a phenomenal business, but you got to work at it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But do the same principles apply for any business that sells a high-ticket item and relies on customers with good credit, like solar or dental or other kinds of things like that?
Well, you could look at that, and I haven't. I mean, right now, I'll say this: my girlfriend has 2 insurance agencies, and one of the first things they do, they don't pull your driving record, they pull your credit. Okay, and they give you what's called a CI score. Okay, and that could be from 1 to 50. Okay, and it's a normal credit score, but it's just combined into 1 to 50. And I am looking at how to create a package for everybody to be able to do business with insurance companies, because every day that's what they're doing. They're running people's credit, and one agency might have 1,200 people, and if someone's paying 30% higher in premium because their credit's bad, no one really knows that. They need to be told that, I could save you $200 a month if you worked on your credit, and over the course of 12 months, it would pay for itself. So other industries, absolutely. Like you said, if someone was getting denied at any place you got denied, whether it was a large sporting goods, Dick's Sporting Goods, or, but they have more of the corporate structure, but it could be, like you said, dental. It could be small B-lot dealers. It doesn't have to be the big franchise. Actually, my advice would be, if you're new starting out, go to those B lots because they're going to have a larger majority of people that have bad credit. Okay. And try to work with them. And one thing I will say is do not do it the last week of the month because
Oh,
they
why
are
is that?
so busy that they will just broom you out the door. So make it your first or second week of the month. And if they say I'm too busy, I'm sorry, don't be offended. They're not brooming you off. They're just telling you they're too busy because they probably have 40, 50, $60,000 on the line. If they don't get it done in the last week, then their butt's on the line. So that's one thing I talk about of understanding an auto dealership is if they get to the end of the month, just be polite. You're introducing yourself. So much like what you and I did back at your location.
Sure. Now, once you've gotten one of these affiliates and you're getting results for their customers, what else should you do to maintain that relationship?
Well, what I would do is I would give them, I would hire them because a lot of realtors you can't give kickbacks financially. But what I can do is I can hire a realtor part time. Okay. And maybe give them a 50 or 100. If they do one or two, give them $50. If they're bringing you 10, well, let's sign you up and give you $100 per because you're my best friend at that point, and maybe they don't want money. Maybe they want to know that you're going to get their client's credit done and they're going to be able to sell them a house in 4 months, which their commission will be $6,000. They don't care about $100 compared to making $6,000 off a home.
Sure. And are you checking in with them, giving progress updates along the way for each client?
Absolutely. And the reason why is you want to keep the client, the realtor, and myself, we all want to be on the same page. So there needs to be updates. And especially if there's anything bad, like maybe the client's fallen off because they just stopped paying. Well, I want to be able to use the realtor because he may have that better relationship to say, hey, Bill, are we still on board? Do you really want to do this? And because of the pressure or let's take this serious of buying a home, then everyone will be a little bit more committed. And that's what everyone wants, a little bit more commitment.
So smart, so simple and smart. I love it. Now, I understand you also get clients from churches. Am I right?
Absolutely. And there again, kind of like what I said with the realtors, is you have to appeal to the church. Okay. So if I go into a church and I talk to a pastor and I'm like, hey, I can delete bankruptcies or I can help get, late payments removed if they're not reported correctly. Okay. They don't, that's too much, jumble. Much like if you had a problem with your car and they said, we need this and that you're saying, sir, just fix my car, So in the churches, what's the most important thing? The families. Okay. Most people that get divorced have financial issues. Okay. So if I can come in there and I could say, look, we want to prevent that. And not everybody has bad credit, but everybody could benefit from our knowledge. Okay. Whether they know that someone's sister or brother or kid, or just saying, you know what, if you put your kid on as an authorized user for your credit card, you could help them build credit by the time they go to college, they're ready, you know? But we want to preserve marriages. That's what's important. The second thing is if I'm getting in trouble financially, or if somebody's getting in trouble financially and they belong to a church and now they're going to be evicted from their home, well, the first people they go to is maybe they can get a loan from their church. And unfortunately, the church can't afford to give 40 people loans. But what they can do is they can help them prevent them getting in that situation. Even if you don't have a lot of money, let's fix your credit and maybe get a credit card with a $1,500, $2,000 credit card limit. So in case of a rainy day, you can fix your car and go to work still, or you can pay 1 month's rent if you need to. So you have to be able to pitch it to the audience. A realtor wants more deals. A church, they want safe and secure relationships. And if you can secure that by helping them understand their credit better, then each of the person in the congregation can be stable financially. And that's what's important, stable relationships and stable financial. So, and that's an easy one. Anyone that takes my classes, I give a free all the print stuff so then they can copy it. Okay. But I don't want people to reinvent the wheel. Just do what I'm doing. And all the church classes are free when you sign up for any other class. And because I'm a credit hero as well, I want to give 50% off to the church class. If that's the only thing they wanted to do, then it's 50% off. And my thought is churches are an easy thing. You can set up meetings. You can call 20 a day if you want, but you might get 2 or 3 that say yes. And set those meetings up for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evenings. And you might only get 10 people, but you might get 4 people that sign up. And then you go to another church and do the same thing, and that doesn't take any money. You have to do, I think I spent $60 printing these, so a little bit of money, because you want them to take you honest and professional. If you don't show up with something that gives a little bit indication of you being around in business for a while, and that's why I say print good stuff. You want them to trust you, and they don't know you. So go in there for an hour, hour and a half. And my advice is if someone says, hey, can you tell me what to do for my 401? Sir, I don't know that area, Val. And then you remain honest and you don't get people in trouble, or you don't, you stick to what you know.
Amazing. Now, let's talk about selling directly to a consumer, because you've got all these consumers coming to you. What's the best sales pitch to close consumers?
If they're serious about it, then say, is this something you want to get started? You got to ask for the close. Maybe someone needed a little bit more money. Maybe a car broke down. But if you tell them, hey, you're paying $1,200 for rent, I can get you into a home, but we need to really focus and be disciplined to get that. So you got to ask for the close. Almost assume it. Say, when would you like to get started? Is this? And sometimes they'll be like, I can't do it this week, but let's do it next week. Okay, deal.
Do a free consultation with them, do a credit audit, all that stuff?
Absolutely. Initially, everything is free. And because some people, I look at their credit and I say, unfortunately, I don't think I can do anything for you. If you owe $40,000 and you can't pay any of it, and it's been on your credit report for a year and a half, and you got, outstanding bills and you can't afford to do it. I'm not an attorney, but I think you should go see an attorney. Maybe bankruptcy might be your only option. I don't know. But so I refer people that I can't help to a bankruptcy attorney, and then he returns people to me. So it's, you don't want bankruptcy, but when some people say I can't do anything and I owe $40,000 or $50,000, well, me working on your credit for 6 months is probably not going to take care of that debt. Okay. So my thought is build that relationship with a bankruptcy attorney. Okay. So when people get out and they want to reestablish their credit, I've sent maybe 5 to the bankruptcy attorney and he sent me 2 back, where now I'm just building credit for people or tell them how to do it, So there again, it's that network of getting to know people, and you got to ask for their business and tell them how you can help them.
Wow, this is great. This is the best sales advice we've ever had on the show.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Hey, before we go, can you tell us about your training courses?
Absolutely.
What can people learn in them?
Yep. Okay. So the first one is about churches. Okay. And like I said, I go way into more depth about creating that sales pitch to a church. And when you open up your phone book, you probably have 200 churches on one page. So you have plenty of opportunities. And my thought would be, pick 2 or 3 and practice your sales pitch so you don't ruin it on maybe you don't sound good, maybe you're not sure, that's okay. But the more you practice, you'll be good. So then I have churches. Then I've packaged up realtors, mortgage brokers, and bankers and lenders. Okay, so I talk about that whole structure of really what a real estate transaction includes. Okay, you're going to have a realtor, you're going to have a client, you're going to have either a mortgage broker or banker, and how that process goes, and then how to get those. And a lot of details I gave you, but I still kept a little bit. But then you can build that rapport with them, and it doesn't take a lot of money to do it. It might take a few months to build that credibility, but hopefully we already get you going to the point where you're making money. Okay. And like I said, 10% of your whole audience is going to be the ones who give you all those leads. Okay. So what you need is, if you want 10 people doing that, you need 100 on your Facebook, and go from that point. Then we have one for auto dealers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably a little bit more for the polished salesperson. Okay. And I can tell you all about auto dealers, but if you walk in there or make that call and you crumble, you got veteran salespeople that have been doing this for 20 or 30 years of sales. They're going to broom you, and you lose credibility. So as a newbie, I would start with the real estate, because that's so easy to build that, and then let your results sell themselves once you have that audience. So I have the churches, I have the realtors and mortgage brokers, and then I have auto dealers. Okay. And you know yourself, you get in one auto dealership, you're going to be making $1 million. Okay. I mean, we talked about Kevin Carroll.
Sure.
So that's not an exaggeration. It's just you have to work on your sales skills. And then I offer as a bundle as well. If you want to go, I had one person sign up for the bundle just last week, and he's excited. I mean, he's been in the credit repair business for 5 years. And I'm like, I'm glad I can show you something, because this is how you can conquer each step. And, so many people that want to be successful, they just don't know how to do it. And I guess that's where I've said, hey, I have the experience. Let me share it with you.
Brilliant. And it's so simple. It's the basics of selling. It's not the bells and whistles or automations. It's building relationships, which really is the core of any business.
It is.
And people forget that.
And it's wide open. The territory, I mean, there might be 3 people within an hour and a half of me, but I never knew there existed, because all the other realtors, they'll say, hey, go to Jake Hambright. Go to Jake Hambright, And there again, it's like working out. You don't become Mr. Universe working out one day. It's every day you have to be disciplined to do that work. And it might be adding 3 or 4 people to your Facebook. And actually, once you start adding some realtors, they're all friends with each other. So it's pretty easy just to start finding them all and adding them. Okay. And on the top of your profile, I put on my real estate and credit guru. So when someone sees, oh, I don't know this person, but they're friends with 40 other realtors, I'm going to add them, because they assume I'm in the business, which I am, but at least it gets that rapport going.
Yeah, I love that. Hey, Jake, how can people learn more about you and your training? What site can they go to?
Go to creditbusiness.live. Okay. We've had a great flood of audio or people already, but I would love to help out credit heroes. I would love to be that person and what we do before you sign up on creditbusiness.live, when you sign up for a course, I call you directly, because your business experience might be a lot more advanced than maybe someone just starting out. So then I can start out with baby steps, saying, hey, go print your cards. Let me send you this. You got this class. So I want you to have all this stuff ready. So then when we start class, you're going to know what to do with it. And it's not overwhelming, but yeah, it's a forward motion. So yeah, I would love to help out as many people as I can, but I'm dedicated to helping out even a small group.
Awesome. So again, that link is creditbusiness.live.
Yes, sir.
That is awesome. Jake, thank you so much for being here. You are so awesome and so inspiring. This was just a wealth of knowledge.
Well, thank
I
you.
really appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, thank you for being here. And thank you for coming to our door when you were in town. That was
And
really
you know what?
great.
You know what's so funny is that door was big enough to get your award through the door.
Yeah.
That has to say that what you do to help so many people become business owners, you are doing it successfully. And rewards are awesome.
They are awesome. We all need rewards.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Well, thank you, Daniel, so much.
Thank you. And everyone out there, if you are enjoying this podcast, please be sure to click below to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the secrets that we share every week here on the Credit Repair Business Secrets podcast. And if you're feeling kind, rate me, give me a review so I can move up the charts, because this is a new podcast and these things will really help me. And be sure to leave a comment or a question, because I read each and every one of them. And I will see you in the next episode. And until then, be a credit hero and keep changing lives. Hey everybody, it's Daniel again, and really quick, I'd like to invite you to join what I believe is the best thing we have ever created inside the Credit Repair Cloud community. And it is a challenge that we call the Credit Hero Challenge. If you're just planning out your business or you're just getting it started and you dream of having a successful business of your own so you can quit your 9-to-5 and fire your boss and have financial freedom, or so you can add another revenue stream to your existing business, if that's your dream, you need to get into this challenge. We created this challenge to help you to create and launch your very own credit repair business, to build a proper foundation for a really successful business. This challenge is going to help you to understand the strategy, the tactics, and all the things you need to be successful at credit repair. It really is the greatest thing we have ever built, and it will change your life. So I recommend you do it right now. Stop everything, pause this audio, go online, and go to CreditHeroChallenge.com. That's CreditHeroChallenge.com, and join the next challenge. And there's a challenge that's starting in just a few days, so go get started right now at CreditHeroChallenge.com.